Hey guys, welcome back. It's the ESL Pro League Southeast Asia closed qualifiers. Today is day 2. Today is the day we see either Recca or XCN knocked out of the qualifiers as well. At the moment, it's looking like it's probably more likely to be XCN because Recca did win that first map and they did win it quite comfortably.
I wish we had the axe or the old sword now because executioners look like they're the ones getting the chop, but...
It's still in the office somewhere, but it's kind of falling apart.
I don't think we're allowed to use it because it's IP or something else.
Oh, it doesn't matter. This is Counter-Strike. No one cares. What, Valve's going to come in here and say, you can't use that sword on our stream?
I was about to say for the product as well as all the other sponsors. But, I mean, coming into this, I'm not filled with hope watching executioners on Mirage, one of the more basic maps where I feel like they need to be able to flesh out concepts and fundamentals. And now we're going to Nuke, which... Like, seriously? You can't play Mirage, but you can play Nuke? That's not a paradox I'm willing to accept.
Maybe it's the case.
Okay, if they manage to pull out this sick Nuke strategy, right? If they're able to pull out, wow, they really if I can go, okay, they actually understand how to play Nuke. They're making all the right rotations. They can play the CT side perfectly. They're playing around this situation to exactly how a really good team does. I don't know. I'll eat Dominoes or something like that.
Eat Dominoes. Imagine that.
And you know what my policy is about
tragedy,
eating,
wouldn't it?
And you know what my policy is about eating fast food pizza.
Yeah, all right, whatever.
So
maybe it's a case of they just know that Recca don't like to play Nuke. Could that be a thing? Like, we think we're better on Nuke than what Recca is. Maybe we're not great on Nuke, but maybe we're better than them.
I just think it's more of a case where they've done a little bit of practice where they know a lot of the enemy teams don't play on Nuke, but at the same time, it feels like this fight is going to boil down to firepower at the end of the day, and Recca have that in spades. I haven't looked at executioners and gone, this guy's really sharp, this guy's really sharp. It's looked really shaky from them, and you look at some dude like Sis or Frost Misty who's just doming heads, you're going to always have more faith in them winning out aim deals more times than not, and this is what this fight's going to be about. It's just a brawl, it's a slugfest, it's not going to be, I don't think it should rely on tactics all the time, and that's where a lot of the time it did fall down for executioners. It looks really good, but unfortunately when it gets to that end stage, they can't get over that final hurdle and they fall short.
The issue as well for Recca is that they are going to be starting, or rather the issue for XCN is that they're going to be starting on T. Recca are most likely starting on CT side, and that's obviously really, really nice here on Nuke. I mean, Pistol going to be pretty important for XCN. I think both pistols really are going to be very important for XCN in winning this map. We saw them get neither there on Mirage. Not that I think it would have really made too much of a difference, but it could have made it a closer result. And here on Nuke, if Recca get the pistol in the first half, get off to a good gun round, first gun round, I think they just run away with the half. As soon as that economy is built up, it will be tough for XCN.
And I know it sounds really harsh in XCN executions at the moment, because Recca obviously have a lot of the same fundamental issues. It's just they're able to mask it so much better because, well, I shouldn't say so much better, but they're able to mask it away because they can deathball and actually just rely on sheer mechanical power to overwhelm their opponents. They don't have to rely on tactics to get their way over the line. When you see them versus a more structured team, like we saw against Boot Dreamscape, there is, well, that's why they got 16-0. What happens when your firepower isn't on point and you just get absolutely manhandled? Now a push coming out from executioners, but they haven't busted out. There's been a counter flash, and Sis is just on top at the moment, just demolishing them.
They have no idea where Sis is right now, or if they do, they haven't done anything about him. In the end, he'll be able to get 2 kills, probably the third here as well. In the end, actually, it goes the way of Frost Misty. But pissed around for Recca. I don't think they really care how it turns out, as long as it goes their way. And it does. So, one part of the puzzle has already been completed for Recca. It's like they've created the border. You know how you do a puzzle? You make the border first, you do the outside, and then you start to figure it out. Recca have made the border.
The next piece here, there is the decoy piece in this one. That's Recca actually dropping an anti-eco.
Yep.
They need to make sure they close this one out with a bit more of a solid play. And Asterix just dancing around at this stage is not feeling insane amounts of hope as Wind is able just to pop a few more heads out with a deagle.
Yeah, I am really, really not pleased with Recca's anti-ecos today. They have not been good.
Oh, wow, look at that. On Nuke, where you can hold and actually frag it out, you're just losing members back and forth, and Eeyore is just going hard on the hunt at this stage.
This will be the third anti-force that Recca has lost today.
Yeah.
In 1 map and 2 rounds.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's like you can't make this up. This is literally worse than Renegades losing anti-ecos. I mean, Executioners did manage to land a few nice shots, especially in the back of wind, but
Sure, but this is the third time.
I mean, it's like, yeah, sure, they're landing a few nice shots, but at what stage you just go, come on, lads, you got to be hitting your shots better, you got to be holding territory, you can't afford to be losing this, etc., etc. So Executioners, they strike back with 1 round. And Recca, they're going to be in an eco now, so hopefully Execution is able to build up a bit of money and see what they can do with this.
Wonder if Recca decide to force buy behind it. Eeyore could drop another M4. Will be the force buy, but no M4 dropped by Eeyore. He gets the FAMAS across to Asterisk. Okay.
So a bit of firepower for Recca to work with, and Executioners, they're on the full buy, or as much as they can afford on the money that they had from previous one, and Asterisk, okay. So, just don't give Asterisk a scout, give him a deagle, and he does a better job.
Don't know.
I mean, he got the first headshot. That's more impact than he had a scout already, so...
Yep. One thing I will say for Recca is that they have been able to bring the force buys back once they lose them, but better not to lose them in the first place.
So just slow out his control from Executioners, but they don't really have any smokes to work with and can still be susceptible to just this deagle of Asterix. Rosyu also thinking about where to be shifting around, but looks like Adrian King's done well to deflect some aggression. Rosyu just waiting for an opportunity at the moment to strike. The rest of Execution is going to be making their way out through outers. Blaze King's been waiting for that opportunity for a while now.
Ooh, Sis has a moment to strike, but he just doesn't land the shots. It was Insane that was jumping up, and I think really it kind of caught Sis on the jump as well, so he couldn't get the headshot, which is what he needed. But Kevin, there's 20 seconds left, and 2 of the players are in upper here. Bomb can't actually get into the A bomb site very easily. It's been cleared by Crow. A little bit of a moment of panic for XCN. They do get it in the end. Full pistols for Recca this time. So they made the outside pieces of the puzzle. They've done the border, and then their 2-year-old brother has walked through the puzzle and broke it all. That's what happened.
I wouldn't even say 2-year-old brother. It's they got on a bender and then they just ran over the puzzle with a car, because that's... I mean, in this case, the 2-year-old brother, it's like, say, for example, Executioners didn't know any better and just destroyed it. But really, Recca knows better at this stage.
Yeah. Disappointing start for Recca, really. Oh, well, there we go. It'll be the gun round now coming out for Recca. We've been waiting for a while. And XCN's money is great. So a few important rounds in a row now coming up for Recca here.
Yeah, need to... I mean, they have pretty much no utility. 3 smoke grenades, 2 flashbangs, buy round.
First frag the way of Sis, that's definitely a good start. But it's not enough to secure the round just yet here for Recca, because XCN have got good control of outer, and Sis is going to be eventually dropped.
Zane's doing some pretty good work from his position. He's taken away both outers, well, the annex as well as the outers hold, and there's already presence on the A bomb site. Blaze King's just holding there, waiting for someone to peek in. He's much more cautious this time around. He's very, very scared that there is someone just still waiting for him at secret, but he's able to catch out Wind in transition, and Insane was already tagged down quite low. So just as Executioners had a really nice start at the outers position, Recca's pegged it back, been able to get the answering.
Better looking round for Recca.
Yeah, and I think that has just sealed the round. Bombs now lost in the open. Crow, 8 HP, and still not really in a position where he can cross safely. Rosio and Eeyore have managed to establish a crossfire. Means that Recca, at the very least, are able to keep 3 rifles alive, which is pretty solid. They're able to drop 2 at the very least to Asterix and Super Sis, get some utility into their belt. But for Executioners, a lot of cash still to work with.
Well, that was the problem, isn't it? When Recca gives them that free few rounds, it has allowed XCN to build up that T economy enough so that they can get 2, maybe even 3 buys through here. Let's see if they get the bomb down. If they get maybe 1 or 2 players left alive at the end of this round, they could probably actually force through in the next as well, which means Recca's job in the rest of these next few rounds is going to be a bit more difficult, but starting off well, Sis with 1, and a bit of damage done from the grenade. Crow and Blaze King suffering. Lots of presence down in under from XCN, from Recca already. Quite surprising. I don't think you would typically see anyone that quickly down into under to warrant 2 players there.
I mean, they must not have anyone in outers, so they've just gone, okay, we can't really maintain outers control, but Crow's just walked through, so maybe this is warranted for having 2 underneath here, but Crow's just deleting people, making the AK look pretty easy. So once again, Recca were able to get the answering, but it's been returned around the other way this time.
And that's not good for Recca at all. It's great for XCN. They can continue to go 1-1 in these rounds, and they'll come out ahead based on the economy of that T side. But if Recca do drop here, their money will be fully reset, and then we will get a better idea as to why XCN did end up choosing this map. Important kill from Eeyore. Rosio around the back here. If he gets this timing right, there is going to be 2 very dead Ts. 1 down already. Blaze King is going to drop as well to Asterisk. It's a 1v1 for Dren King there, but he can't win the aim battle that he so desperately needed. So 3 apiece. Recca do just slip by. XCN could even think about forcing here.
Got really bailed out by Rosio making that timing push. As he was able to catch 2 in transition. I think Execution is way overthinking it at this stage. They're committing so much time in terms of slowly walking up and whatnot. I still feel like maybe fast busting out. The Crow got so much territory, and the Execution is just overthought themselves.
I almost wanted to see a buy here from XCN. They could have had 2 AKs, pistol and armor behind it. The money's really not good for Recca. That was the chance, I think, for XCN to, again, just put the nail in the coffin for Recca, but now with this buy, I mean, admittedly, they've been good with their pistols, so there is that sort of argument there as well, but if Recca just sort of roll over this one, it should rebuild that CT economy a little bit, and XCN might have lost their chance.
I mean, still in with a pretty good chance at this stage because all the CTs are a bit isolated, and they've been able to they've been able to grab ramp control, which opens up heaven, opens up a few opportunities. And Eeyore, MP9, absolutely terrible at that mid-range engagement. No one there able to defend him at this stage. He's by himself in the A bomb site. Asterix is still so concerned. He's not in a position where he can rotate up. There's 3 people knocking on the site at the moment. Now, and Zane's going to be making noise, but the bomb's going to be finally gifted away. And Sis decides just to go up the vent because why not? And all of a sudden, Recca have gone from a really advantageous situation into a situation where, I mean, now Executioners have a few guns. Bomb plan's been denied, and it's once again Rosio bailing them out. And Eeyore.
Ah, well. None of these rounds have looked solid from the CT side just yet.
I mean, none of the rounds have looked solid from both sides. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But slowly but surely, Recca are getting ahead. Full buy to come through here from XCN. You wonder what would have happened in that round had XCN started with a couple of AKs. Wonder what happens in this round now that they have 5 AKs. Recca really haven't looked solid enough to win any round here off their own volition.
I mean, there's already 1 close in the secret, so Rosio is going to be holding here against Wind, who's taken a bit of damage. Default's going to come out from both sides. They're just going to be trying to make a contact play on the B side player, which is going to be Frost Misty, but he does a lot of damage. He might fall away a little bit too late, though. Still going to be trading efficiently as he falls back. And that is probably the best case scenario for the CT side. Worst case at the moment, Crow. At least answer in kind, but already Execution is low in HP. Asterix barely missing that shot.
Still shouldn't cost Recca too much here. But XCN have slowed the round down. They still have time to play with. Need to find a way to get those players grouped up, or somebody needs to make a play.
Don't know if Asterix was out in the open, but looks like he's hidden behind the red box. If Wind just walks in at the stage, we'll be caught. We'll be getting caught out as Asterix decides to try to land a cheeky wallbang.
Now he sees him out in the open. 2 easy kills for Asterix there. Much better round. 3 guns through, including the AWP. We can start to build that CT economy up, as is what is normally the case on Nuke. Eco out for XCM this time. Pistol armor.
I mean, I'm hoping I can actually see the AWP in play at ramps as well. Frost Misty so far is looking really liable to being pushed over by Rush, and I don't know if Executioners are going to go out onto the A-bomb site in the back of this, or they're going to go ramp. Looks like they're committing onto A. I'd say stall on that, as they just CT smoke themselves off. They're still committing with no flashbangs, and they managed to make it work out. That's cool.
Well, they haven't quite made it work.
Every single time, it looks really close.
Got a couple of
Executioners,
kills, but it's not enough.
yeah, I mean, they look like they should be able to breach the defenses, but Rosyu's there, able to get the impact kills to turn it back around. Another buy round coming out. Adrian King this time with the AWP, not Wind. So he might have a good spawn for it.
Doesn't look like he's used it. Oh, yeah, he has. He's going to get traded, so I'm not sure that it's worth it. I guess 1-for-1 you always say does favour the T's, but the AWP lost. Ooh, Asterisk. Great shot. Not much of BlazeKing to see there, and looks like the AWP for Recca is really having an impact here on Nuke CT side.
Crow's really been the only one that's fragging it out so far. He's been, once again, able to get the entry on that Rams position, but what can Executioners do this time around? They've got 2 people, they're at least very healthy. He's going to go jump off the ladder and try to contest his hell position against Crow and Insane. All it requires is a single good flashbang from the T side. But they've just made noise. They're directly challenging in. And now down to a 1-on-2 where they know where he is. Asterix is more than happy to post up, and really just got to be saying it's Recca just brawling it out once again.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting ragdoll there as well, but yeah, Recca brawling it out, Recca having close rounds, but it's Recca winning rounds. 7-3.
That's what's, at the end of the day, the important thing, right? You get the round count. It doesn't matter how you really win it. I mean, none of these rounds have really inspired hope in me for both sides, but get the job done. That's what's most important at the end. And it looks like it is going to be a fast ramps push coming out this time, as they're going to try and cover him. They're going to try and cover off Frost Misty. No, it looks like Asterix just there and just taking pot shots. Frost Misty still back here. And now Asterix now starting to look pretty solid.
4 kills in that round. Frost Misty got the other one, but all the players of Recca still alive. Good double stack from Recca. If it was just Asterix there, he probably would have been eventually overwhelmed.
It's pretty difficult to try to overwhelm Asterix holding in that elbow position, because he can just fall back every single time. And it looks like he's... I mean, the only reason why I stayed around for so long, that case, was because Frost Misty was there assisting with a rifle. Another buy round coming out from Executioners. They're going to be using some grenades towards Secret. But Sis, I want to make sure BlazeKing cannot come through squeaky.
Noise being made in that vent, but the one from XCN is there to really gather any info off it. Really not confident for XCN to try and take Outer at this point, but the way that they've set up now, with the player having floated across into Secret already, maybe he can do something in their pretty important aim battle against Rozyu, who will spot him out, and the aim duel's going to go the way of Rozyu, so any hope for XCN of sort of a pincer strike or a bit of a distraction is now really no longer a thing, as the A is going to be where Recca will put all of their forces. Crow.
Yeah, Crow might have an opportunity to slip down into unders, but no longer, because Asterix has been making all the right moves so far with the AWP, and that's really been the impact, I feel, for Recca, is that they've been able to get an AWP who's starting to get more confidence into his system. He's just able to just start destroying people, and then Rozyu, as well as Eeyore, just doing enough. I wouldn't say superstar performances from them, but they're obviously contributing in the rounds, so they're having impact. And all you just requires Asterix holding an angle back on the basis on this information. And Execution is now looking worse for the wear. Going to be going 4 down through Secret. It might be all 5 as a matter of... No, only 4 down Secret. 1 trying to contain that squeaky position. Rozyu going to drop the smoke grenade and try to catch them on the cross. Just do as much damage as he can.
Well, he's done a fair bit of damage, but no kill. And Insane very close up with the CZ. Always is going to be dangerous. Playing a good angle. Rozyu, here's the player behind him, but it doesn't matter. XCN, just the pace has caught Recca off this time. Frostmisty will try to salvage it alongside Asterisk. But we're into a 1v2 now. Asterisk with the AWP. He might as well go for this. Look at the money that Recca have got at this point. I don't think it matters if he drops the AWP. And a chance to really just put XCN another foot in the grave.
I mean, you've got to be favouring him at this stage, as barely misses the shot in Andrin, but he spots out both of them, trying to push in. Feels able to get away. Might have been able to give him with a chance. Executioners, they pick up 1 more on that T side, making it 4, but they definitely need that 5th one to, I guess, try and stay in the contest. Whereas for Recca, they've got a lot of cash to be buying up. They've still got enough for the final one, some of their members, as a matter of fact. Whereas Executioners, they drop this one now. They are going to be quite poor coming into the final round of the half.
Most definitely. Tag onto Asterisk early on in the piece. XCN setting up for some more Adder's presence. But they're going to go straight into lobby. Bit of utility used by Recca to keep themselves calm. Peace of mind is always important. XCN have used a bit of their utility for not really a whole lot of gain.
Still got a lot, though, and I mean, you can see that the more grenades on Executioners and Wreckers at this stage. Frostmisty has been boosted up at that ramp position. With the Silence 10-4, it's only going to be obscuring a little bit of information. All silent across the map.
Yeah, it's quite a nice map to just listen to the ambience. You hear the wind. Even when you're well and truly within the depths of the facility. Riddle me that one.
Magic. And Wind is thinking about checking the boost at the moment. And is he going to check it at the right time? He is just going to. And Frostmisty not watching. But at the same time, the attack exploding out into the A bomb site is going to be found out. It's this. It's all down to Crow right now. 1 on 2. If there's any man for Executioners that you want in that situation, it is going to be this lad.
Yeah. He's the only one that's been stepping up here on Nuke, but he doesn't have control of the bomb. Asterisk is watching an angle very close to the bomb, but not the bomb itself. Crow is going to peek right into him. It's a fairly straightforward shot for Asterisk to hit 10-4. And Recca now in a commanding position in the final round of the half, which will put them into a commanding position for the next half.
Yeah, Asterix is already on 19 kills. 1 more 20 bomb in the half, and he's been looking pretty solid so far on Recca Esports. Beyond solid, as a matter of fact, whereas for Executioners. All right, 3 AK-47s. Oh, there's a 20. Shot onto Andrin King.
Great timing from Rozyu as well to come out from Secret. Another kill for the AWP, so up to 21.
Just feels like Executioners are too spread out at this stage. You've got a couple of people trying to take this out as control, and then over at ramp, they have to abandon because they're unable to get both territories at the same time. Now, Blaze King's making a bit of a risky play, a chance play. He needs to do something to bring it back. But it means that you leave Insane by himself with a MAC-10 against 5 CTs.
Good luck. That's you're gonna need it.
That's not even an AK, for example. Where AK, at least you could have tried boiling down to a few one-on-one deals.
Yeah.
But MAC-10, how can you isolate them into one-on-one deals? So Recca up 11-4 at the half. Thanks to Asterix really popping off.
Yeah, really not much to write home about for that one from Recca. But look, that said, it is Nuke, and Nuke is fairly CT-sided. but if you're going to pick Nuke, I think you need to get more than 4 on your T side, and that's all that XCN did achieve. Didn't really come into that with much by the looks of things. So, can't read into the map choice too much, but perhaps it was just, we'll throw it in and see what happens. As opposed to any sort of real strategy.
Well, there's been no strategy so far that have really impressed me once again. Execution is they take this out of control, but it just seems like a lot of the time they throw the smokes, they're doing the procedure, but they're not understanding why. And as a result, you can see them getting stalled in the mid-game, not knowing where to go. It's boiled down to 20 seconds. Oh, we got to go somewhere. We'll go through here. And they just walk. A lot of the time, they get shut down by a wall of CTs who are there at the right time. Asterix is trained on the entire line because he knows he's got teammates watching a different sector. Now Recca on the attacking side, though. Let's see how they go ultimately. As it looks like it's so far efficient trading over here at the ramp room.
Yeah, not a great pistol at all by any means for Recca. Asterisk, who was the standout with the AWP in the first half, is now going to have to be that on the pistol round here, and he'll find just the first. Grabs himself a P2000, but for all the good that's going to do him, Crow pretty sharp there in the pistol. It'll go the way of XCN, so forced by probably to come here for Recca. They didn't get the bomb down.
Have to wait and see, because it looks like they're not investing anything just yet. But like Jordan was saying, your best bet is eventually seeing the pistols coming out. So Recca just going to be trying to fight probably against this out of control, whereas Executioners just threw in the A bomb site, one at that ramp room. And Blaze King, he's got the rifle, so he's going to be Overwatch with the M4, making sure no one can sneak into secret.
Having a bit of a challenge. That's a good shot from Sis. Recca will need to follow it up with some more if they are going to really cause any problems for XCN. And Zane making some noise. Hasn't really been heard there by Eeyore, and Sis is not in a good spot to take that aim battle, but somehow he still wins it. So 2 guns already lost for XCN. It's not too damaging to the economy just yet, but it could well be.
I mean, 2 and unders at this stage as well, where it's notoriously difficult to try to rotate your way back up. Frost Misty trying to catch maybe a CT off guard at ramp, but it's only going to be Crow here with a Mag 7. And the rifle, or the SMGs are down at that underside. Recca looking like they're deciding to go more to A at this stage. Now we've got Sis, who's going to be coming in from heaven, and eventually Frost Misty is going to be joining up from height, but Crow in the position, gets the headshot, able to escape away. Sis in the higher ground for now, but all Crow needs to do is just wait.
Such a satisfying kill like that with the Mag 7. Sis is going to drop and will chance the plant. Forces Crow out. But now he's lost his opportunity. And Mag 7, good gun. 6 to 11.
That's also 18. That's also 1800 of Crow as well. So that means he can drop a rifle over to a teammate that lost it. And then he can just buy up and get an SMG as well. So Execution is still in here with a bit of a chance to try to stage this second half comeback on the CT side. But for Recca, they'll just be looking to get these AKs up for now. 2 CZs for play, but otherwise just Glocks across the board. As it might just mean they're going to get mowed down by this MP9 at this stage. I mean, now the CZs are coming out in force, but the SMGs at close range will reign supreme. Sis has managed to retrieve an M4 again.
Won't do much with it. Just the 1 kill. So, a couple of guns lost both rounds for XCN, but the kills all go to the way of the Mag 7s, the SMGs. A lot of money through for XCN anyway. But it's not amazing heading into this first gun round of the second half. That said, it would be much more favourable than being down 14-4. So at least XCN have managed that. Now we get to see what Recca have got for us on the T side. Looks like they've been just caught off guard by a push into lobby. I think they're by XCN. Trade back from Sis onto Crow, but Blaze King is the one in a pretty good position that really can cause problems for Recca at the moment. And he has done just that. Sis is watching for the push right now, and he almost sees Insane. Almost. So close, but yet so far. And that's going to allow a player out through outers.
Zane's only got the MP9 though, so don't forget that. And Eeyore is still watching as he's coming back, so... Oh, well now that Sis has made noise, Zane knows what's going on. Here's a reloading.
Is he going to expect them to come back this direction though after the smoke has popped over towards Secret?
I think he has, but he can't spray transfer on, and I mean there's still going to be another CT in here. Eeyore though, high HP. They've managed to bring it back down to a 1-on-1. Wind's only a single shot away from death as well.
Dangerous times for XCN now.
Eeyore's going to make a move on though. Time is dwindling away, and yep, Eeyore's just gone to the site where Wind is waiting at. Yep, I think Wind has won this unless a miracle happens.
You would say so, but timing might catch him off if he sees Eeyore. If Eeyore sees him, all it takes is the one bullet. Smoke's down now for Eeyore. He's going to try and plant the bomb behind the pillar. He'll have to commit to it as well, and Wind just didn't really have the right timing there because obviously there was 10 seconds. It could have been a fake. It could have been a real plant. Second guessed himself, and in the end, Eeyore will clutch it out. 12-7, and Recca come away with a pretty streaky one, but round nonetheless, and that will be enough to put XCN's economy low, but not enough to force them to save. But this round certainly will do that if Recca wins.
Always the most perilous round to be versing against CTs with force by weapons, I'd say in this case. Andrew King making sure that Recca can't be pushing out squeaky fast, but Sis is already just straight out into Annex. Wind catching Eeyore in the back. They don't know Andrew King's still here though.
Bomb is going to go down safely. Adrenaline King is going to be checked by Rozyu. It's a 1-for-1 in the end, as Wind with the AWP does manage to trade back Asterisk, but now things start to look a lot better for Recca, as they do have control of the site. And they can set up post plant. Blaze King waiting for someone to make a mistake. He is going to get in there. Sis, however, stepping up with the one frag. Needs backup from his teammate. Frost Misty can't get the trades. He's only got a UMP. Defuse will be there in time, even despite the fact that there is no kit for XCN. Close, but not close enough, Recca. Map's starting to get close as well here. I'm getting the sense that Recca don't have too much on that T side. See XCN making a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, now the players are starting to look pretty good. Recca haven't had that firepower to really carry them over the line. Sis and Rozyu were both available in that one, especially Sis, but they were unable to land shots after that initial blinder onto Andrew King.
Oh boy. Sis has an AWP, but he can't do anything with it. Insane has dropped really low. Might have been a leg shot there from Sis. They spotted out Blaze King on the boost, and he'll go down as well. So player advantage right now for Recca. Haven't picked up any of the guns though.
Where are the rest of the players though? I mean, Asterix, I mean, Rosyu's already dropped down, but where's Asterix and Eeyore? And how are they going to be getting down to this B bomb site is going to be the real question.
Not sure it matters so much as long as they can actually force that rotation.
I mean, no, the last one is an Asterix just playing around with the door, but you can only play around with it for so long. Andrew King has a smoke and flashbangs to use.
It's making a lot of noise here as well. Already been tagged down once by that Deagle. Gets put to about half, and he almost got himself an M4. The angle for him here is not going to be so amazing, but if Adrenaline King does stand right where he puts his crosshair, it doesn't matter too much.
Oh, they just got ecoed.
Indeed. 13-8.
And the ecos keep continuing. Look at the money on Executioners. It's dirt poor at this stage. I mean, Adrian King as well as Blaze King at least have a little bit of extra luxury to buy up a CZ, maybe some body armor. The rest of the players have to go on the eco. They don't have money.
Is it the straw that breaks the camel's back for XCN? They looked pretty decent on this CT side. Knife kill.
Oh, he gets away with it. That's money.
I guess it's worth it in that sense, because he was really only ever going to get one, even if he got the kill with the CZ. You would think, unless he has like some blistering 180 flick. But even then, unlikely.
So going to be the understack, but Recca have just continued their merry way up into heaven, I think, for Rosio at the moment. I'll be taking a little bit too much time. It's actually going to be Frost Misty. They're going to have to eventually make a bit of a move on to make sure that these areas are clear so they can get the bomb safely in there. Executioners still with a chance to try to steal this round away.
Pop flash for Frost Misty to just have a look in through upper. Clearing out the rafters, clearing out the A site. And Recca have been presented with a bomb site.
Good work from the Heaven players, as well as that flashbang to make sure they safely get in as well. Rest of Executioner stuck underneath. I mean, I'd say only Blaze King has an opportunity to try to save. Crow's picked up the AK, so that's definitely going to be another weapon that they can save over and win, just trying to do some damage. Just managed to tag down Frost Misty quite nicely, though, so another opportunity to try to take an AK until Sis decides no, you can't.
Well, there goes the armor and the CZ, but the AK comes through. I'm not so sure how much it will help XCN. It's obviously going to be nice, but I reckon now just 2 away. Slow and steady. They are very much winning this race.
I like how he looks at him for 2 seconds and has a good
think about
it. He's like, should I? Yeah, I'll go for it. Okay, so Executioners have force bought into this.
Well, he gets the AWP because of it.
Yep, and he's going to go straight taken into the ramps, and Recca. Looks like there is going to be some presence at ramps, and I don't think they're going to be expecting the AWP like this.
They know that someone got knifed in the last round, so maybe not. Now they definitely are, as... Oh, good shot. Adrian King is going to be forced off the line. No one too keen to challenge him, as you will take the peek into ramp. But Adrian King is definitely putting in good work with the AWP, and Wind coming into the A site. Spots out Asterisk as well. It's falling apart for Recca here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just down to that four-sport AWP, just locking down that trophy room. I mean, Recca have managed to take control, a little bit of soft control of the A-bomb site, but I think they're just losing it slowly and slowly. Bombs being dropped at ramp. Frost Misty doesn't spot out the CT in time. Wind's just being an absolute nuisance, just chipping away, just giving a bit of information. Frost Misty is just bailing it out at this stage. Might be trying to shift around and try to do some damage, but won't be able to achieve that.
So, XCN, hang in there. Buy is possible for Recca. Someone can drop Frost Misty. But there'll be utility missing. So the option, in fact, for Recca is that they're going to save through this one. Pistol armor, a little bit of utility. It worked last time, I guess, so why not give it another crack? If it doesn't work, you get a guide round in the next. And if it does, then... well, that's great. Get a gun round and a round. 15 and up. Just swinging a bit too wide there for Sis. But into the A side, starting okay here for Recca as they find a player. They need to see a few more, and it's just taking them a little too long to get those kills as the rotations do come across from XCN. 14-10. Now 4 the deficit for XCN. It's been between 4 and 6.
might be able
for
to
a
steal.
while.
I mean, for Executioners, it might be able to grab a few more rounds here as well. Adrian King's looking pretty solid on the AWP. He's definitely doing damage. And, I mean, Recca, how they outcome the AKs. And just feels like it's going to be a cat and mouse game. Are they going to find Adrian King's AWP? Or are they going to be able to just avoid it just in time to make sure they don't lose 2 or 3 people? And as a result, lose the round from there. Wind going in close this late into this half. It's going to get traded out, though. That 4-on-4, you have to say, favors most of the time the T side until Crow decides to just charge in. Reckless abandon and gets rewarded for it.
Yeah, Recca looking a little shaky here on the T side, that is for sure. Crow has found himself in a precarious spot there. And he can't really make anything happen. Blaze King just going to be backing away. I think he was heard. Dren King, though, having a look in toward the smoke, and Rozzy just walks straight into him. Now, Recca, they're not doing anything about this AWP. Scared out of secret just by one Molotov, and that was a great shot.
That was sharp, and
yeah.
I mean, each round at this stage, it's not really filling me with confidence for Recca. That said, they only need to get lucky once to make it into 15. Lucky twice means that they win the map if they were to contain Executioners to 14 or below. And pistols come out once again, 4 smoke grenades as well. Gap inside the smoke. Adrian King, every single shot, he's landing with clinical precision. They're going to be charging straight down, but that incendiary grenade and HE is going to do so much.
Well, maybe not as much as I thought that it would. Still, the chase is on here for XCN as Recca come charging into the B site. Blaze King must get traded. In fact, he doesn't even get traded because he doesn't get a kill. The bomb's going down here for Recca in a sec. That smoke will make it possible. Oh, it won't. The grenade just shut it down. So XCN have avoided a little bit of danger, but Rozyu still with the AWP and with the CZ can make something happen. Eeyore's also found an AK, so there is a chance here for Recca as Eeyore looks to get the bomb down and will. 1v3, doesn't have many options, but has to take these 1v1s and just walks right into the line that Insane is watching. Bomb down for Recca, though, will be nice. More money in the next, and the next.
Good recovery, and that nade coming out, I think it was from Wind to deny the bomb plant, I think has ultimately secured that round. If the bomb plant goes down there, Recca, they don't need to be making the proactive moves. They can just be sitting there and waiting for the CTs, but as soon as that hits the floor, Roz, you had to get out of that really strong vents position to go try and challenge some of the CTs, and they'll be able to get a bomb. I mean, they will be able to get a full buy thanks to the bomb plant the previous round, but Execution is slowly and steadily bring it back right now, and Recca still haven't been able to find the answer just yet. That might be the first one, though. Crow trying to challenge the Squeaky. Now Sister's just gone into the A bomb site. He's had enough. He's just blasted all of them. Insane. Pushing in from Hut as well. But a 3-on-2. A bomb site still in the control of Executioners for now.
Not for much longer, though. Rozyu will shut down Insane. And Adren King, he's been good with the AWP, but to retake the A bomb site 1v3 with the AWP, I don't think so. 15's up for Recca. And now all they need is just one more to close this match out. They already did win the first map. The second is very, very close indeed. XCN, though, will be able to afford to buy through.
Recca just going to be setting up for this ramps take instead this time around. Eeyore just dropping a bit of utility. Blaze King coming close. There's going to be a force buy from some of these members as Crow's also managed to take some aggressive hut positioning. And that's not the most solid move to be making. Really risky. Rozzy was also going to be tagged down by Sis, I think, at the end of the day. The CT slowly coming in, trying to make aggressive moves when I feel like they don't really need to at this stage.
As you can't find Crow, who has been an absolute beast for XCN throughout the day today, but eventually traded out by Sis. Still the player advantage persists for Recca, even despite Adren King getting the kill with the Mag 7. Trouble is, though, they can't get this bomb very easily. It's in such a bad spot. Asterisk will peek the corner, double peek from Recca, and that works out. Brings it into a 1v1. And looks to be a play toward the B side. If Asterisk held that line for a second longer, he would have gotten the kill. He would have gotten the map. But there is still a chance now for Insane.
Where he's going to go, though, is going to be the real question. For Recca, they're just slowing the passage of play down. They're allowing time to tick away a little bit. Going to be committing to this B bomb site. No! They're going to be committing into A instead. That Molotov. They're trying to sell it's going to be B, and it has worked.
Yeah, Insane's got no idea where to go. And to be fair, you can't really until the bomb is down. Always so difficult to tell. Especially on Nuke, when the rotations are so fast. But he's straight up and straight down. Asterisk shuts him down. And Recca will win the series 2-0, keeping themselves alive in the Southeast Asia closed qualifiers. And knocking XCN out, their Indonesian brethren. And it's unfortunate that they had to meet this early in the bracket, but it is what it is, and Recca will be the one to go on through.
It's the way the cookie crumbles at the end of the day, and for Executioners, I mean, it is a bit heartbreaking because on that CT side, they're definitely stepping things up. Adrian King is looking superb on the AWP. We didn't see him earlier on like that, and I think he almost hit 30 kills, but it just wasn't enough at the end of the day. Recca, like I was saying, only had to get lucky so many times, and they got lucky once and twice, and that was it. They were able to take out the victory, and 2-0. I'd say in decent, in comprehensive fashion on Mirage, not so much on Nuke, but obviously Nuke not being one of the maps that Recca really plays.
Yeah, you can see there's a bit of a weakness there for Recca. If they were up against MVP or something like that, it would have just been an absolute wipe. But obviously XCN lacking a little bit there on Nuke as well, even despite the fact that it is their own map choice. And in the end, does mean there is just enough for Recca to get over them. But I mean, a couple of different ways that the round could have played out. I mean, you could have seen XCN come away with a win there. 16-13 is definitely very close. If XCN maybe gets one extra round on the T side, or Recca doesn't pick up one of those pistol armor buys that they did, it definitely could have been a different result. But in the end, 2-0 for Recca. That's pretty much what we expected and sort of predicted. Always thought that it could be potentially pretty close, and in the end, it sort of was close there on Nuke. But Recca's always that team that has a bit of extra experience and a little bit of extra firepower as well over XCN that was expected for them to win this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian King at the beginning of the half was sitting at 13 kills, so that's how phenomenally strong he went towards the end, where he was about to get 30 kills. So having the impact on the CT side, and I have to also ask as well, in terms of for Recca, if they didn't have Asterix doing very well in the AWP, could it have been a different story in that CT side as well? Would Executioners been able to get a few more rounds? Well, it's too late to tell now because it is what it is, and Recca lived to fight another day, and Executioners back to the drawing board, back to just, I guess, learning in terms of the flow of these maps and trying to understand the fundamentals.
Yeah, in the end, I mean, a fairly closely fought battle against Recca, and as the second team, I suppose, from the Indonesian region, Executioners should be fairly proud of that, should be fairly happy with that. But they do go down without winning a map here in the Southeast Asia closed qualifiers, and unfortunately someone has to, I suppose. In the end, it is double elimination. You can't say that they haven't had their opportunities, but they were never a team that was really one that we looked at to kind of go through to the late stages of this tournament. You'd be looking at Tyler, you'd be looking at Signature. I keep saying Tyler when I keep meaning Boot. Boot, Signature, maybe beyond Lucid Dream, and potentially even Recca as well, depending on how their form is going. And speaking of the late stages of those closed qualifier brackets, all of them for even Southeast Asia, China, ANZ, what everyone is really looking for is not just the late stages of the closed qualifier bracket, they're also looking for a place at the finals in Odense. 2 slots coming from, one from Asia, one from ANZ, and well, there's not too many teams that are going to be able to go, and there's a lot of teams still in this competition, so there's a lot to play for and a lot of matches still to play.
Yeah, and Boot Dreamscape as well, Signature in the best position to do so at the moment. They're in the upper bracket finals, whereas for Recca, it's still going to be a very, very long haul to try to make their way forward. I don't know if firepower just alone can get them across the board. I mean, for Executioners as well, I mean, I was saying earlier, they did manage to qualify for the Extremes Land, I think, for the Asia final, so they'll be able to learn a little bit more. Hopefully, they're able to gather a little bit more experience and try to learn and evolve their gameplay from there.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's where a lot of teams are going to be looking at right now in the Asian region. I feel like it's, again, just another sort of period of building for a lot of the teams in this place, in this region, because they have kind of had a lot of roster changes. There's been a lot going on in the Asian region in terms of just the roster movements, and, you know, it's always nice to have big name kind of competitions like the ESL Pro League where they can get a bit of stability and they're 100%. Able to kind of play out throughout multiple weeks and work on things over that period. Because sometimes in the Asian region, you'll see a league or something, and then there's nothing for like a month or a couple of months, and then it's back and forth and back and forth, and no consistency. But you can't get that for at least for about a month or so for these guys.
Yeah, there's a couple of things going on at the moment, so it's not as if for executioners, this is their only shot at success, at glory, at hope. There's still going to be more, and I mean, hopefully they're able to find that soon.
Well, Kevin, almost the end of our show, but if you're still interested in some more Counter-Strike, you can always jump onto some ESEA servers and pug it out. Obviously, no more broadcasts for us, at least today. We do have more coming up tomorrow. But if you're interested in ESEA, play.net, I do that every time. Play.esea.net. That's where you can find it. But look, obviously, it's been a good day of Counter-Strike, a couple of 2-0s, pretty quick one, which was in contrast to what we saw the other night for the China Close qualifiers, which was a couple of 3-2s, 2-3s, 2-1s in the best of threes. We got there in the end. And we are now at the end of our broadcast as well. Thanks very much for watching. We'll be back again at the same time tomorrow, though, with more Southeast Asia Close qualifiers. Until then, though, have a good one.